You're watching Weekend at Gabe's, and I'm Weekend Gabe. This latest episode was brought to you by the good folks over at the Ghetto Flower. Use our code W@G for an exclusive 15% discount when visiting their site. Tell them I sent you. Now enjoy the show. All right, let's get into our Thursday Thunnies. Listen, he's from Aurora, so he's already struggled enough, but we're going to pull him up out of that space and really get to some fun. It's a pleasure to introduce Ken Flores to the show, who is also going to be over at the Laugh Factory on July 29th, so go grab your tickets for that. Ken, how are you?
Yeah, for having me, man. I can't wait. Yeah, I am from Aurora.
I have family.
Gabe is early taking shots. He's
Right.
coming for the
God
chest.
damn, bro.
I have family from Aurora. My mom was born in Aurora, and let me tell you that it is hard for me to voluntarily go to Aurora to visit family because, as you know,
I actually, fun fact, I was born and raised Square area up to like about Fresno.
Right.
And, right off of Humboldt and Armitage, and then from there I ended up moving out here to move back, man. I've been trying to move back. It's hard to drive back and forth every day to do show license. I have a ride.
No,
I wanted to ask about growing up in Humboldt Park, and given that you're a comedian, do you recall a specifically funny time or funny story from that period of your life?
Yeah, we actually lived on Kimball, so that's actually a main street. So the CTA, the bus, and my neighbor was a real good friend of mine, and when we were little, we used to like to balls of mud from the patches and the trees right in front of the street, mud, and we used to throw them at cars, and then we used to just run. We used to run down the side of the side of into our backyard. Most houses have like an entrance to the back, so we just run into the back. But I was out there with my cousin and my friend. My cousin actually had spent the night. He wasn't. We were outside, and we were like, "Well, fuck it, let's play our favorite game." Can I curse on here? Sorry, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Now go in.
Anyway, so we start balling up a whole bunch of these rocks, and we start, buses and everything, and we don't know who. I would be lying if I said I know who. Car hit a car's back window, shattered the window, and
wow.
We ended up hiding. And next thing we know, the cops they were at our door. Come out. My dad came out, and I guess that the ball had gone through one of the window, went through the glass of the back seat. There was a mother who had just given birth hospital with a baby in her fucking hand, and she got hit with glass. It's fucked up now that I listen to it, but it was like one of the craziest as a child, doing bad shit. I'm not gonna lie, I was too young to be like in a gang or whatever, but we were already, I was headed. Like we were already doing stupid shit like that. I was probably like fucking 12 at that time, already in trouble with the police doing this kind of stuff.
God, that is a story for sure.
I remember Sam saying something fun that happened, but
it started off fun. It took a dark twist when the baby. Yeah,
that was crazy, but I bet it wasn't fun for them at all, man. But a fun thing that did happen where I used to live, we lived in the basement of that house, like the 2 floors top. So the landlords were like my family. They weren't like my family, but when my parents went to work, so that's my family. And they used to go all out for the 4th of July. And I remember one time one of the big fireworks had turned over, and that shit went up. The whole firework, and that was everybody thought that shit was funny. At that time, they put me on the fucking barbecue table. Literally, the whole family's there. At least 20 people pulled face on my ass because it was so burnt, and I guess the toothpaste was supposed to help bring it down a little bit.
Oh my god!
That was. do dumb shit.
So we were listening to some of your other interviews. So you went from like this being in Aurora, like you're working, you're kind of hustling on the side, and then you start to like dabble into comedy a little bit. Talk about like what was that moment for you to try, or what gave you the motivation that you had the skills or at least the passion to try and give this a go? When was that moment for you?
Well, you know what? I was in eighth grade. In the yearbook they give you like, they say like, oh, most likely to become a singer.
Yeah.
Whatever said most likely to become a stand-up comedian, and I was voted in eighth grade. I've never done stand-up before, but I was like that funny that the school voted that for me. And then around I started a YouTube channel, and I used to just make videos. I got familiar with Sergio Rasta. He was also based out of Chicago. He used to make videos like Mexican, I guess what now we would call hack, right? But at the time, we were teenagers, and it was just doing like, I started doing videos like that, just like this no, actually not this room. I already moved out. On my phone, just like standing up my phone, just like this, or my iPad, and I would just go for like 8 shit about my Mexican moms be like, and then I'm like, they won't let you sleep over, and a whole bunch of like dumb stuff. There was this one specific video where I made a video when the hats snapbacks were starting when Mac Miller was real big. So I made a video where I was like, how to rock a snap. It was like obviously a funny a joke video. I don't want to pull it up because it'll get me canceled now. I put the snapback like on my ear, and like 7 minutes. It was one take, and it got like 750,000 views on YouTube. It popped, and it got like 1 million views on there. So I kind of had this viral video, and then from there, it dropped. It wasn't going viral, but now I was getting at least 12,000, 20,000, 30,000. So I kind of, at a very young age, I kind of had like quote unquote like clout, and I was like, wow, this feels good. But then I started working that shit. I ended up falling off of like the YouTube shit. I didn't want to make skits anymore because I was like too cool for that shit. Like I don't want to put wigs on. I don't want to do none of that. and because I fell off of YouTube, I had a whole bunch of people always ask me, when's the next video? When's the next video? But I was not into it no more. Smoking and doing other shit. And then there was a point where I found myself working at a factory every week. I was just looking forward to get paid so we can get drunk and then go every Monday through Friday. And I got tired of it. There was just one weekend where I was still living at home with my parents, and my parents didn't want to get drunk and do drugs and all that. So we were just looking for places to hang out at. And I remember one week they wanted us at their house to hanging out. So we didn't have shit to do. And I was like, man, I don't want to keep looking for, like, I'm lame, So I was like, I need to do something with my life. And I couldn't really get back into YouTube. Like I said, I still didn't want to, like, I don't know. I don't like sketches. I don't like improv. So I didn't really want to get into that. Stand up on Netflix. And, they have a whole bunch of stand-up specials. And honestly, right, because I wanted to do something that was going to make me, quote unquote, famous or rich. I started watching a whole bunch of Netflix specials, and I was like, man, that's how big my ego was at the time. I was like, I think I could do way better than this shit. And then obviously, you end up starting your realize, oh shit, this shit is way harder than I thought. I'm not as funny as I thought. You can either quit or you fall in love with the art, And now, am I ever gonna make it? I want to be rich. Fuck that. I don't give a shit. Like, as long as I can perfect the art and the best that I can, or the best can do the best. The big can be the best it can be now. And I'm glad that my mentality kind of switched over to that, because I feel like people sometimes, and I that's kind of how I started, or how I got into comedy. It was just for the wrong reason. It was just me trying to like find something that was gonna make me get clout back and get the followers back. But nah, man, it ended up humbling me. Comedy's very humbling, especially when you fucking bomb. But determination, you know, where I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna get good. And I'm about to hit my 5th year now, and now it's like now it's starting to fall into place. I had to earn that shit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You talked about in another interview how like you went to the first open mic, did really well, and then came back to the second one and bombed. And you said it was because you didn't know that you were supposed to retool the jokes and come with something like slightly similar. You was like, no, scrap that old shit. I gotta do this new shit.
Yeah, when I mic, like I didn't know shit about a set, putting bits together, writing. I just went up there and talk shit. You feel me? So luckily I had some stories. I had really in me, and I'm not gonna lie, there was I was voted for like most likely to be a comedian. It was still a little bit funny. You feel me? Like I wasn't like comedian funny, but I was funny enough that was like, oh shit, like this, there's something here, you know. And it went really, really well. So I thought that every time you came back to the mic, you had to 5 minutes. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna come here and do the same shit. Like they're gonna be like, the fuck is wrong with this dude? Obviously, the craft and the mics. The reason for mics is so you can perfect it, so you can do it over. So work on it. So there was a few times where like 3 weeks in a row at that same mic here in Aurora, I fucking bombed. Like I did really good the first time because they had never seen me, and the rest I was just trying to make. I was real fucking hack. I'm not gonna lie. I had like Mexican mom chancla joke, and I ended up bombing. And that's the good thing about comedians, you know, they're trying to get booked at the club too. So nobody's gonna give you pity laughs. Like if they want you to suck. Like, obviously, when you earn the laughs though, they'll let you go. Like they'll funny, but if it's fake funny, and I don't even be doing that shit either. Sometimes I laugh at how hard people are bombing, but not their jokes.
I heard you talk about this on the Den podcast. Like August 4th was the day that you had your overdose. And that's coming up, right? So that's like in a few weeks. But what was that moment for you? And how did it change you, or was there any sort of enlightenment that came out of that experience?
That was
Hey, I did not tell him to ask that question. I don't know what he is on tonight, but that's what he's on, bro.
I like to be like one of my biggest comedian inspiration is Cat Williams, and that fool keep it real, you know. So I want to be like if you guys, I don't know, I have a podcast myself, and I talk like this. I like detail to detail. Like I don't hide shit. You know, I don't pretend to be somebody I'm not. But you know, I try not to glorify. At the same time, yeah. I honestly, bro, I don't even think about that shit. The month it was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking chill out. You feel me? Like I'm fucked up, but low key, like in every night you're doing sets, especially you go to the Laugh Factory, 300 people you murder, are the lines that you feel me? Like you just get into the... But honestly, has changed my mindset recently was my weight. Like I know I'm a big guy, you know, in his first 4 years of my career in comedy, I would call myself too skinny. That was my... People came up to me like OGs in the game, like Joey Gomez, you know, Abby Sanchez. They were like, bro, your name. Like, I feel like that's some hack shit, you know, like leave that shit for the people that don't got good jokes, nicknames that made it and everything. But I'm saying there's a lot of open micers with goofy ass nicknames, and I was just kind of, so I changed it to my real name. But anyway, now, and I also, the reasons I don't want to focus only on fat jokes or like have me being fat be the punchline, or, you know, be real, like have real jokes about, you know, either current issues. Like not, I don't know, bro. I feel like fat jokes are over with. You feel me? You got to have more to bring to the table. Just being a fucking doing fat jokes. But anyway, and I mean, there's people that make a living and do it different, you know. But anyway, so I'm like, you know what? I wanna lose weight, and you know, while still partying the way I do, and just outdoing, you you feel me? Like on the weekend, 8 a.m. You know, and I was like, dude, I'm already fat as shit. Like my heart can't take any more. Like, do you like more, partying or food? And I love food, bro. So way more than partying. I'm gonna drop the party shape, and that way I can enjoy, a whole pizza every.
Definitely. Hell yeah. You touched on your podcast there. I want to talk a little bit about it because we were certainly inspired going through. You just dropped episode 154. This is episode 135 of our show. So do you have any advice for this labor of love that is doing multiple hundreds of episodes of a thing?
Man, I think you know what, I can't tell somebody to be themselves on their podcast because that's what works for me. You feel me? Then do what works for you. But the only advice I can really give is be consistent. Don't Thursday, keep doing every Thursday. Like, don't miss, because the people that listen, even if they're high, it doesn't matter. The people listening, it ends up being like an addiction, And I have a really addictive fee, right? But you find out that, like, I have like 9 podcasts, and some of those episodes are ass, but I'm just so used to ass, that I'm gonna play it regardless, unless they just have a fucking guest that's ass, then I'll turn it. If it, like a Bill Burr episode or whatever, I'm gonna listen every Monday and Thursday, just because Monday and Thursday. Like, there was about a week ago where he didn't drop, and people sometimes I'll skip. I've only skipped like in the 3 years that I've done my show, and people tell me like, bro, what the fuck? Where's the pod? You fuck. I used to think they would be dramatic, and Bill Burr didn't drop like 2 weeks ago, bro, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I can't even start my week off right. Like, so consistency, bro, because if you, even if if there's 40 people there, 20 people, if you make them hooked, eventually they're gonna tell their people, because people want to relate. People to something. Your boy is asking like, what the fuck are you always listening to? You tell him, he might get into it. Hey, bro, you heard that episode? That motherfucker crazy, right? And then your other boy's gonna ask, and that word of mouth. And then if you don't skip weeks, is like, if people would fall off for like 3 weeks, and then they're dropping, they're like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna catch up. And then you end up, saying, I feel like it's, if you keep, because nobody's gonna listen to every single fucking week. I skip sometimes weeks, but I go back and keep dropping. The people that maybe stop listening, they're gonna be like, you know what? Fuck it. This dude keeps coming out with that shit. Let me go fuck with him. Even if it's just to hate, I'll take my fucking listen.
Hey, that's great advice, man. That's fantastic advice.
All right, Ken, we got 1 minute left. I want you to plug your upcoming show on July 29th over at the Laugh Factory Latin XXL. Who's going to be on the bill? I know you're going to be there, but who else can people come see?
We got my co-producer, Renee Humberto, hosting. I got have been on Def Comedy Jam, BET, all that. We got Kenyon, Adam Sig, he's a Salvadorian. Soli Santos, Jessica Mance, Manny Acosta, who's a cruise line comedian in Chicago. So it's gonna be a fucking dope lineup. It's our first Friday night, 11:30. We started on Sunday night, baby, and that usually means a full fucking house because it's the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Well, go get tickets. Like Ken said, it's gonna be a full house, so try to get your tickets now if you haven't already. Ken, man, thank you so much for joining us. Please don't take the Aurora shots personally. I'm just playing around. I'm sure it's a fine town.
We'll get some food.
Listen, next time I'm out there, I'm gonna hit you up on the bat line or the Ken line and be like, listen, holla at me, let me know where the spots are, because the west side is where the affluent folks are, so I know they don't eat with any salt or any seasoning, so I need to go to the east side. And
the east side, bro. Don't go over there. Ain't shit over there. Ain't nothing good happening.
I thought you were gonna hold down the east side. You're like, no.
No. I'll see that, bro. All right, bro.
All right, thank you, Ken. Ken Flores joining us here on Weekend at Gabe. It closes us out for our Thursday Thunnies. Man.
Look at us, Showtime. We're ending on time. Give us a call. I know you've got an open slot. We've got 135 episodes. We're not quite as good as Ken Flores, and the Talk My Shit podcast, but we are working on it. We are definitely
105th man. That's the consistency, man. I tip my hat to him, man. But that's a
and
lot of work.
it's actually great advice. You know, it's like a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, what's the thing you love most about this show?" They say that they're like that you are still doing it. That is so cool.
Listen, I want people to say, like, when we take our days off, which we'll be doing next week, I say, damn, you guys didn't do a show. You guys fucking suck. I really want someone
that would be nice for once. Everybody's just like, yeah, man, you guys can fuck off. We're good for a week, you know. Just let this shit breathe.
Like, damn, I was looking forward to listening to this shit on Wednesday, and you had to do a show last night. What the fuck are you guys doing? I would love to get that message one day. That would fill my heart. That the hate would fill my heart. Yeah. But
we need more haters. Do you hear us showtime? If you book us, we could have haters. Come on, give us a chance.
All right. Well, like we mentioned, we're gonna be off Tuesday for Sam's birthday, so we're gonna be out doing some fun stuff, and then we'll return next Thursday with another fun-filled lineup. So stay tuned to our social medias. We'll do a bunch of, in case you missed it, and maybe some more fun stuff with the reels. So just stay in tune to our social medias at Weekend at Gabe's in the next week or so. So I'm looking forward to hitting the bowling lanes because I haven't whooped Sam's ass in anything competitive in the year and a half that we've been doing this.
That's our new segment. Gabe tries funky sports. You know, we're gonna get you playing Australian football by next week. That's gonna be the go-to.
Listen, I don't have enough insurance to play that game. Fuck off. you couldn't fucking pay me to play that shit. Hell no.
That game's fucking crazy. I'm not even gonna lie.
Exactly. All right, everyone. That's our show tonight. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We're out of here early.
Doing 3 things, America.
Let's run it. Share, support, and keep showing that love. That's all we do on this show. That's what you need to be doing. Follow us on these socials at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, at The Real Sam Crane. And we end the Ghetto Flower, and we're out.
Yes. Bow, bow, bow. Call us. Complex. Showtime. We need it.
We're professionals. We end early. It's not work harder, it's work smarter. We don't need a full hour, but we give a full hour of content. Holla. Thank you for watching the latest episode of Weekend at Games on YouTube, brought to you by the Ghetto Flower. Make sure to also click on the links in the description for more information to our guests and access to exclusive new music from the Ghetto Flower and so much more. Make sure to also like and subscribe to the show, and also continue to share, support, and show love by clicking on any of the links surrounding my head. Thanks for watching.